Hello, everybody. It's Mike Young. Welcome to chapter 60 of my book, Live to 150. This one's on acrylamide or acrylamides. It's probably something you've never heard of, and that's why I wanted to give it a separate chapter right before I dive into cancer, all forms of cancer, actually. So right away, you probably already, I gave it away. Acrylamide is a form of cancer. And, well, actually, it's not a form of cancer. It's a carcinogen. It's our cancer-causing agent, basically. So I know that there's some people out there that say, like, everything causes cancer. Well, I'm not going to do anything. Well, it's only cancer-causing agents cause cancer. Only getting your body out of balance, like we talked about the previous two chapters, uh, an acid pH versus an acidic pH. Okay, you want to keep things in balance. You want to keep things from getting out of control, and then you shouldn't have to worry about cancer. It's not that big of a deal. Unfortunately, the way life is structured now, there's total disregard for this. So it's something that can be solved, can be fixed, no problem at all. So let's talk about acrylamides. What is it? Now, the last two chapters, the first one was on, the first one was on raw foods. Second one was on cooked foods of the previous two chapters in numerical order, because raw foods are preferred and cooked foods are to be eaten with caution. How about that? That's what I should have said in that chapter. Eat with caution. You can eat them, just don't have them make up almost all of your diet, and make sure you cook them properly. That's where acrylamides come in. Cooking is a problem. You want to lightly cook things, because when you start to cook things at high temperature, that's when the acrylamide carcinogen hits into the food. It just forms on the food, and then you ingest it. Anything over 350 degrees, basically, that's what you got to remember. Just keep it below that, lightly cook things, and you'll be fine. So it's so simple. It's a takeaway. Just don't cook things above 350. Now, I've known about this for a few years, and I kind of, I think, unfortunately, most things that are baked are done at 350 or above. You got to keep things below. So baked goods are tough. Baked goods are very, very tough to do in a healthy way. Another thing is pizza. A lot of these pizza ovens are extremely high temperatures. Like some of them could be double what I'm talking about at 350 degrees max. That's the max. You want to try to keep it below that. You want to lightly cook things so that most of the plant is still intact. And I'm not talking about cooking animal products. Of course, you're going to cause acrylamides when you cook animal products. I'm talking about the right food, which is back in chapter 42, I think is what it was. It's called the food. Just watch the one on food. That's it, because it's mostly food. 80% of all your health issues do the food. The other one, this long stretched out book with all these chapters, is all about the other 20% probably. Is what's going to do. So, but this one, actually, a lot of these chapters, I shouldn't say that they're not about food, because they're about specific items. Some of the stuff is so specific, and this is just what we know right now in 2022. As time goes on, we're going to know more. But the bottom line is, if you want to avoid acrylamides, and you can see them a lot of times if you're grilling foods, even vegetables, they appear as these like black marks on the food. They're singed, they burn, and your body doesn't like that. I know that your mouth might like the crispiness and the texture. And again, this comes back to the same concept, which is you've got to retrain your taste buds, your brain, however you've been programmed. Because I know somebody did that and it tastes really good, but it's not worth it. If that's the thing that's going to kill you, it's not worth it. I mean, and these cancer things, we'll get into it in the next chapter. A lot of these cancers will just randomly show up in kids. I mean, nobody wants kids to get cancer. It's not like you're not going to get that for another 50 years. Don't worry about it. Now, it could show up at any time, and it does. And that's the thing. And then people want to fight cancer all of a sudden. But like I said, we'll get into the next chapter. For now, the takeaway you got to remember here is kind of, we're doubling down on the chapter I just did on cooked foods. You can have lightly cooked foods. That's what I'm saying now. Not only should you not have a massive percentage of your diet as cooked foods, but you need to only have lightly cooked foods. And that includes so many things that are cooked that you may not even realize. You just have to start taking a deep dive and investigating those things. So let me know if you knew about acrylamides before this chapter was released, before you actually listened or watched this chapter. I'd like to hear your experience. And if you really like foods that happen to be cooked at 350, what do you like so much about it? Like, what is the thing that's keeping you there that you're having trouble getting away from? Let me know in the comments. People, we can have discussions there in the comments. People can help one another out. And, you can always talk to me privately as well. Contact me through aPlantBasedDiet.org. I'm a lifestyle nutritionist. So all I talk about is the food and your daily habits, your lifestyle choices. And these are the things that make up will make or break your health. Really, they do. Again, we're not practicing medicine. If something's really wrong with you, go to the doctor, go to the traditional doctor. But once you get back into a stable position, let's look more more precisely at what you're eating and things like that, because most of these things, as we talked about in the earlier chapters, preventable, reversible, haltable. They definitely are. You don't have to deal with most of these things if you don't want to. And that's why we're here with this book. You kind of be like your instruction manual for taking care of yourself, like just achieving optimal health and longevity. So thank you very much for watching. If you got a lot of any kind of value, just hit the like button, of course, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next chapter. Bye-bye.